$95,000 a year. That is $7,917 a month before anything touches it. Federal taxes, $1,580. State taxes, $480. FICA, $604. Rent or mortgage, $1,850. Car payment, $487. Insurance, $194. Groceries, $620. Utilities, $210. Phone, streaming, subscriptions, $158. Student loan minimum, $340. Credit card minimum, $180. What is left? $340. $340 a month on a $95,000 salary. That is not a spending problem. That is an architecture problem, built by someone else, for someone else's benefit, using your income as the raw material. Every raise you get gets absorbed by the same system. The system has one output. It is not wealth. It is the appearance of a comfortable life with nothing underneath it. In the next 12 minutes, I am going to show you 7 reasons your salary, no matter what it reaches, will never make you rich on its own. And the one structural shift that changes the math entirely. Your salary is a river. Wealth is a reservoir. Nobody ever got rich by making the river faster, only by building the dam. Ryan believes he is doing well. That is the first thing to understand about him. Ryan is 36. He earns $95,000, a number he worked 12 years to reach. He drives a reasonable car, has a mortgage he can afford, contributes to his 401k every pay cycle without fail. His net worth is $11,200. Not $11,200 on top of a solid base. $11,200 total. After 12 years of professional income, doing everything he was told. The 2024 Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances puts the median net worth for households in Ryan's income bracket, true in their mid-30s, below $130,000. And most of that is home equity. Ryan is not the exception. He just knows the income number without knowing the architecture. Those are 2 different things. Sign 1. You are optimizing the wrong variable. The advice goes like this. The path to financial security is increasing your income. More wealth. But a 2023 Harvard Business School study tracking 4,000 high-income earners over 15 years found that income growth above $80,000 produced almost no corresponding increase in net worth without a simultaneous change in savings architecture. They called it income-wealth decoupling. Here is why. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation, first described by Philip Brickman in 1978. Within 6 to 18 months of any income increase, your nervous system treats the new standard of living as normal. The raise stops feeling like a raise. The lifestyle it funded stops feeling like a luxury, and the next raise gets absorbed the same way. You are sitting in your car in the parking lot. You just found out about the raise. Your first thought is not a savings account. It is one specific thing you have been putting off. 6 months later, $8,000 more comes in every year, and $340 is still what is left. The fix is structural, not motivational. Set an automatic increase in your 401k contribution or brokerage transfer to trigger the same day your raise takes effect before your checking account ever sees the new number. The architecture has to move faster than the adaptation. Someone at Ryan's income who did that at age 32 has redirected $47,000 more toward investments, while Ryan has redirected 0. Sign 2, your largest expense is buying an asset for someone else. On a $380,000 mortgage at 6.8%, the average 30-year fixed rate in Q4 2024, according to Freddie Mac. Your monthly payment is approximately $2,484. In year 1, $2,151 of that goes to interest. $333 goes to principal. The bank is buying your house. You are paying for the privilege of watching it happen. Homeownership builds equity over time. Nobody is disputing that. The argument is this. Most homeowners treat the mortgage payment as their primary wealth-building activity and stop there. They pay it, Feel responsible, and the account that would compound sits empty because the mortgage consumed the psychological space of doing the right thing. Ryan's neighbor, identical income. Will put $400 a month into a low-cost index fund for 3 years instead of making extra mortgage payments. He has $17,800 in liquid investable assets. Ryan has $14,200 in home equity. One of those numbers compounds. One of them requires a bank's cooperation to access. Sign 3. Your income taxes are being used against you, legally. For a household earning $95,000, the effective federal tax rate averages 13.3%. That is $12,635, leaving your household annually in federal income taxes alone. You cannot eliminate that, but most people at Ryan's income are leaving $4,000 to $8,000 in legal tax reduction on the table every year. The 2024 IRS limits allow $23,000 in a 401k. A household contributing the maximum reduces their taxable income to $72,000, saving approximately $3,450 in federal taxes that year. That money was always yours. Why it was just being collected by default. Ryan contributes 6% to his 401k because that is what the HR enrollment form suggested. The default was set by a plan administrator whose job was to satisfy a compliance requirement, not to maximize Ryan's retirement. Default settings were not designed for your outcomes. Sign 4. Every subscription is a wealth transfer disguised as convenience. The average American household carries 4.5 active paid subscriptions, according to a 2024 Chase Bank Institute for Consumer Research Analysis. At $27 per subscription per month, that is $1,458 per year, quietly renewing, never asking for permission again. $1,458 invested annually at a 9% average return becomes $217,000 over 30 years. Show compound growth graph here. This is not an argument to cancel everything. It is an argument to make one decision consciously that has been running on autopilot. Open your bank statement right now and look at every recurring charge under $50. One question: did I decide to keep this in the last 60 days? If no, it has been making the decision for you. Ryan has $312 per month in subscriptions he has not evaluated in over a year. He does not think of it as spending. He does not think about it at all. That is the design. Stop the list. Right now. Right now, you are aware of a gap you were not fully aware of 12 minutes ago. Not a gap in knowledge. A gap between what your income implies about your financial position and what your financial position actually is. Most people stop watching here. Not because the video gets boring, because it starts to get too accurate. That the next 3 signs are not made by irresponsible people. They are made by people who believe they are doing everything right. Sign 5. Your income is buying lifestyle, not optionality. There is a difference between being able to afford your life and owning your life. Economists at the National Bureau of Economic Research define financial optionality in their 2022 working paper as the ability to make decisions based on preference rather than financial necessity. You can leave a bad job not because you have to, but because a better one exists. You can absorb a car repair without restructuring your month. Most people at Ryan's income have high consumption optionality. Good food, decent car, a vacation, and almost no structural optionality. They cannot absorb 3 months without a paycheck. They cannot say no to a job they hate because the mortgage requires the income. You feel like the money buys freedom. It is buying comfort. Those are not the same thing. Before any lifestyle upgrade, any car, any renovation, any step up in rent, ask one question: does this increase my optionality or decrease it? If it ties more of your monthly income to a fixed obligation, it decreases it. Always. Sign 6. You are paying for money you have already spent. The Federal Reserve's 2024 G.19 Consumer Credit Report puts the average American household credit card balance at $6,380 at an average APR of 21.5%. That balance costs $1,372 in interest annually. Carry it for 7 years, the average duration, and you pay $9,604 in interest on $6,380 of spending. That $9,604 invested over the same period at 9% becomes $12,800. The true cost of one average credit card balance over 7 years is not $9,604. It is $22,400 in total wealth destruction. Ryan carries $6,100 at 22% APR. He plans to pay it off when things stabilize. Things have not destabilized. He just never built the structure that makes payoff automatic rather than intentional. And intentional financial decisions are the first thing postponed when life gets loud. Sign 7. You are waiting for the income that changes everything. Ask yourself honestly, do you hold the background belief that once income reaches a certain level, the math will finally start working? A 2021 MIT Sloan study analyzed 7,000 households over 20 years and found the single most predictive variable for financial independence was not income level. It was the age at which the household shifted from saving what was left to automating savings first and living on the remainder. Households that made that shift before 35 were 4.3 times more likely to achieve financial independence by 60 than higher-income households that made the shift after 45. Not 4% more likely. 4.3 times. You are not waiting for more income. You are waiting for a permission that only you can give yourself. Ask yourself honestly, do you believe you are on track financially? Then ask a second question. Is that belief based on a calculation or a feeling? Neither answer is wrong. One of them means you already know what you are going to do after this video ends. Every sign in this video has the same architecture. It was designed to feel responsible. The mortgage payment feels like wealth building. The minimum payment feels like management. The default contribution feels like participation. Each one was built by a system that benefits when you feel like you are doing the right thing without checking whether it is producing the outcome you were told it would. The system is not evil. It is just not on your side. Ryan is still 36. Same income, same house. 2 years ago, he made 3 structural changes. He raised his 401k contribution from 6% to 14% the day his last raise took effect. He set an automatic payment of $340 per month on his credit card, the exact amount to eliminate it in 18 months, and he canceled $190 per month in subscriptions he had not consciously chosen to keep. His net worth, 2 years later, $44,700. Nothing external changed. He changed what his income was building. It is 6:22 in the morning. Thursday. You are in the kitchen. Nobody else is awake. The coffee is made. You open your phone, not to check anything stressful, and you see a number that is $340 larger than last month without you doing anything to make it so. You are not calculating whether the paycheck will clear before the mortgage drafts. The structure handles that. You put the phone face down on the counter. Not rich, not yet. But the architecture is working. Quietly, without your supervision. That specific absence of a specific kind of dread at 6:22 on a Thursday morning. That is what the dam actually feels like.